Hey guys, welcome to another week of Creon. This week I'm getting a car wash. What? Not all the videos have to do with me doing something fancy. It was free. Just watch the tape. This week, we're talking about being a walking temple. What do I mean by this? Well, I have to give you a story in order to illustrate. Around the time of Ezekiel, something bad had happened to Israel. They had the presence of God. They had rebuilt the temple. The temple was there. Everything was good. But they forgot to take care of it. They basically left it alone. They didn't really take care of it anymore. The priests just did the bare minimum. It says that the doors were falling off the hinges. Everything was rusted and dirty. It was just a mess. It says in the scriptures that the temple was left in such disrepair and it was so abandoned that everybody forgot that the book of the law was in there, like Moses' books were in there, like literally the Bible was inside of these things, until King Josiah came and sent some people to clean it up, and they actually found it. They read it. They forgot all about God, literally forgot all about God. So what does it have to do with being walking temples? Well, one of the things that I think we need to be very careful that we do and that we always are aware of is making sure that we are taking care of God's temple. That means taking care of ourselves. Yes, that means physically. That means mentally. That means we have to care for our health and our well-being every single day, because it does play a part in the care of the temple. What does the lack of care of the temple in Ezekiel's time have to do with us today? Well, I think as walking temples, we need to remember to make sure that we always keep care of our temple. See, the priests and the children of Israel were charged with the only work, just like in creation, the only work that they had to do was to maintain the temple, to keep it and guard it and make sure that it was well cared for. That was it. All the rituals and the sacrifices were just a means to help them remember promise that God had made, that he was going to bring back heaven and earth, that everything was going to be together again. And they forgot about it. They took it for granted. They left it alone. They basically never cared enough to make sure that the temple was completely cared for. The priests got bored. The people got bored. They forgot. And I think we can take a lesson from this, is that we cannot forget to make sure that we're taking care of our temple. That means our spiritual temple, which means praying and reading our scriptures and being in part of a crew and being part of a community to make sure that we help each other grow, using our gifts that we just talked about for the past few weeks, about using spiritual gifts, making sure that we are continually being empowered and repowered by God all the time so that we're in our optimal working form. It is very difficult to maintain, and it's okay to ask for help to maintain the temple. One of the things that the Israelites forgot was that they could have asked God to help them maintain the temple, but they didn't. They just basically left it fall into disrepair. And it's not something that we can afford to do. We have to make sure that our temple, since we are God's walking temple, we have to make sure that the temple is always upkept. So if you need help maintaining your temple, whether it's being your physical form or your spiritual temple, whatever area of your life you need help with, you're more than welcome to ask anybody. Ask your crew leaders, ask me, ask Catlin. We are more than happy to help you maintain your temple. What we don't want is for you to neglect it, for you to let it go to waste and just basically let it become disrepair and almost destroyed, like the Solomon's temple used to be. Now, you have to remember the Solomon's temple was beautiful. I remember way back when I told you guys all about the Solomon's temple, how amazing it was, how it was made out of gold. But imagine having a temple that was so beautifully made and you just kind of left it alone. Imagine having a massive mansion and you never cleaned it and you never took care of it. What do you think would happen? Well, eventually it'd be dirty, grimy. It'd be covered in flies probably. It would be really nasty. Nobody would want to live in there. But it's still a mansion. But if we would have taken care of it, it would have been optimal. It would have been good. It would have been livable. Just like today, I came out and it seems kind of tedious that I'm just washing my car, but it's my car. I have to take care of it. It costs a lot of money. It costs me a lot of work for be able to afford this car, so I have to take care of it. But if I take care of this car and if we take care of our things here on earth, how much more how much more important is it for us to take care of God's temple, of our hearts, of our bodies, of what we eat, what we see, what we hear, what we listen on TV, or who we hang out with as well. We have to take care of all these areas. So what does it mean for us today? Well, I think today in our cruise, I would like you guys to chat about on how we can help each other care for our temples, help each other maintain the temples as best as we can. Last time at the live stream, one of the things you guys could bid on was doing some exercise with Catlin, actually going out and having Catlin do some training. I thought that that was one of the best prizes that you guys could have bid for, and I think the one of the senior high groups got it. I think the senior high boys got it, grade 10 boys, and that's amazing because you guys are taking care of it. It's a good thing. It's a good way to learn how to take care of your temple. Yeah, exercise is one of the key things to do your temple. Now, it looks like I don't take care of my temple. Sorry, I'm a little wide and a little heavy, but that's actually, when I was younger, I used to play a lot of basketball. I have a lot of injuries on my knees and ankles, so I can't do a lot of physical activity, but I do tend to do a lot of walking and a lot of just other exercises that I can't, that I'm allowed to do, but to maintain my temple as best I can, as well as diet and sleep patterns, to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep so I'm not grouchy the next day, and I'm actually thinking clearly that the best condition that our physical bodies are in, the more we can actually hear from God and use our gifts to the optimal ability. That's it for me today, guys. I hope you have an awesome time at cruise. I will see you next week. See you later.